There's so many polls here. Oh, well, we got spoken, P. There's so many polls. Paul Bear. When I say where you at, you say right here. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Type shit. All the kids. Keep going on about. Fuck a private. Send it from my personal account. Gonna hawk it to ya. Hiding poison in my mouth. Glands holding the components to a copious amount. If I found out that you're really homies for the cloud. If I found out, coded in directions that you route. If your loyalty leads only to contention in a drought. The confession that you flat will only poison you with. I've been hacking weeds. Crazy if you sprout with a spray at a tout. I'm cleaning layers of the grout. When it's ready for exposure, pick the pen up like a joust. Defending any venomous behavior as aroused from the doldrums that a poet tries daily to renounce. If the devil tries to trick us speaking only when I bounce, I'm spinning off of Raven like it's Corey in the house. Get it? Because Corey in the house. That's so Raven. Fucking, it's bars. The chamber that I open leaves a hole where you pronounce. Get it, Raven chamber. Edgar Allan Poe. Choke on every word till it breaks your big astronomy. Misshapen due to quality. My circle takes in quality. That's the Q word. You say what you've been banking on, thoughts your economy. Watch how much consumption's interrupting your autonomy. Reserve your reactions to the actions of the colony and really only speak when you can teach. Instead of following, you live the life of bad advice. Lost some opportunities, could hold the ticker tape parade full all the caution that you threw. Get a caution tape. You're exactly who I'm thinking of, to consummate a plan. Shut the cellar door, I'll go and oscillate the fan while I roll out a board. We can find where it fits. It's like this big. You can move to the front or on the side. No one minds where you sit. On approach, I will interpret what it was I tried to draw for you. I pinned up a bunch of pictures. You're like, are we taking on the mafia? Get it? Like in those mafia movies, right? The cops are trying to find out who the boss is, and all the pictures are on the thing with the strings. That's the imagery right there. Where was I? Right. Find where it fits. You can move to the front. No one minds where you sit. On approach, I will interpret what it was I tried to draw for you. I pinned up a bunch of pictures. You're like, are we taking down the mafia? Look closer, and you'll notice that there's Polaroids of each of you. The orders are to make a line and take yours to the seats of you. So glad to meet with you. Break bread and eat with you. Skipped initiation. There's a reason this is reaching you. I broke the algorithm to reveal the infrastructures built by the society of real motherfuckers. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Concentrate on the left side of the room. Give it up for yourselves. Welcome to the Nuyorican Poets Cafe Wednesday night. Open mic. The mic is open. It is open on the last Wednesday of January 2026. You made it, folks. Through the Snowmageddon, you survived that, survived the 2,000-mile-long blizzard to make it here with me in the beautiful East Village at the beautiful Loisaida Center, as you can form space. That's all the open mics that I do. All right, it's a space, a safe space. So when you pull up on us, I already gave everyone the rules, sorts of acts. I'm not sure what everyone's going to do. Maybe I should pull up that open mic list. Open mic list, of course, is still open performers if you'd like to perform. But I think we got a good list here. All right, I think I might do some stuff too, aside from that little intro rap. But I already gave the lowdown on the rules for house rules and open mic rules, but there's a secret third motel guy rule that I'm just going to do, all right, because it's tradition now with my mics. All right, the third rule is the motel guy rule. And what is it? No ego. Soon we will all be on board with this concept. All right, and I will explain it, especially for you performers, because that's who's mostly in this room. The ego, you don't need it when you come into these spaces. All right, you just need the art that you made before you came up here and give your art. All right, and it's troublesome to do that if you have your ego blocking you. Your ego, of course, is important. We all know this. Some people would say you can't even eat without your ego. All right, it is what has drawn you to make the art that you make. But when you come up to an open mic, especially when people are coming from different experience levels, some amateurs. Do we have any amateurs in this bitch? Nope. We're all pros. All right. So, but I don't know. Maybe people are jumping on performing again late in their life. Maybe this is a lifelong passion. All right, we want everyone to be on the same page. So just bring your art. All right, so there's no envy, no jealousy between performers, because I've been in a lot of rooms and that shit sucks. All right, that's not going to happen in my open mic. And for you audience members, because that's who you are, in between you coming up, all right, you're going to kill that ego. So you're going to accept whatever's on stage, be supportive of it, even if it's not your cup of tea. All right, even if it's something that makes you kind of cringe. Here's the thing about live performances, which I love post-COVID. You can't scroll. No, got to kill that urge to scroll away from something just because it makes you feel uncomfortable for 2.5 seconds. It's sick that we're in this kind of place with our attention spans, but it's not going to happen here. We're live. We're next to each other. All right, we're going to be a nice, tight-knit family. All right, at the end of this open mic. So no ego. In fact, I will give up my ego first. I always have it on me, but I hate it so. All right, here it is, camera. You see it. You see it. Ugh, easily bruised, discolored. I'm going to put it away. Here it is. It's a good thing there's so many people in this crowd because y'all will throw your ego at me as well. If you didn't leave it already at home, hold up your ego, Paulie. Let me see that ego in this bitch. She's showing me it. Where's your ego? Okay, you got it? I didn't tell you to throw it at me yet. At the count of 3. That Paul. There's so many Pauls. All the Pauls throw your ego at me right now, all right? At the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Up. Oh, thank you so much for playing along with this wonderful exercise. I think it's freeing. I think it's grounding. Are you ready to catch this, Jasmine? Ooh, it's going to be at the merch table. Throw it on the curb. It's Wednesday, so I think it's time to throw away the garbage. All right, let it freeze up. Yeah, and now we're all, I don't know, we're all on the same page. I love doing that little exercise. It's fun. Yeah, and it keeps you just one. That's the point. No ego, closer to enlightenment. That's what we want. Chat. And I can't wait to see all of your artwork today. All right, whatever you're going to do today. Now that I have no ego, I will be the best host and the best facilitator for this open mic. And I think at about this time, we should get it started, chat. Are you ready to do an open mic with me? Say yeah. All right, can I get a non-secular amen? Nope, it's just a. Okay. Can I get a non-secular amen? Hey, all right, there you go. I love that. It's going to be my new thing now. All right, so y'all already know this, but I must reiterate it. Okay, when you come up here, the first performer we have up is Melodic. Where are you, Melodic? He's right over here. He's going to go first, but not yet, because I'm going to use baseball terms like on deck. All right, that's the next person, and that is Maxwell. Maxwell, you here? All right, Maxwell is here, so you're on deck. Get ready with your stuff. All right, get in your phone really quick and get that stuff rememorized and warm up for your performance. But first up, let's get him to the stage. Give it up for Melodic, everyone. Yes! Big noise! Big crowd, big noise! Yeah! He's here. Chilling. Let's adjust. If you feel her presence, that means she's here.
No, I just wanted to show this off because I got her signature like about 10 years ago, and I'd always kept it with me, so it's pretty cool that she's here. But yeah. Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, I'll show you right after. Look. Yeah, look, yeah, cause it's crazy. I remember getting this shit in the Bronx one time. Like I always keep it right here in the front. Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah.
2016 shit.
But yeah. So this poem is for my sobriety, cause I've been really tempted, and this is my only therapy. So you know. So. Sobriety and God will open your eyes in ways you never thought were possible. No matter how wretched I became and everyone else's, I'll never turn back the clock this time around and abandon each hand, saving me from a drop into what wouldn't be my finest hour. Every minute, every second where I've spun around in doubt of who I was, who was there to remind me of the power I held in a pen and pad instead of $1 and a drink. A train of smoke I rode into the darkest depths of midnight without a chance to hardly blink. Come to think, no one I knew of, with only one chance to keep from going counterclockwise. All I had was a palm full of dimes and time spent alone while I got high and thought of a fully loaded Glock 9 while I ate shot after shot after shot after shocks I've learned to balance on since I would not die. Suicide was not a plan of succession after the 7th try, so I laid sick, sipping as much Budweisers for all the friends who blossomed and poured rosé on the bonds they've willfully said bye to. But I don't blame anyone who judged me, pleading the fifth while choosing to scrub me out of a picture my addictions made ugly. What I brought forth was a broken heart for the disappointment I was while combusting over an ex, a disheveled kingship and a past that would come crushing down on my sanity. But as death came in threes, I was given a second life without being hindered by vanity. No more bottles, pills, weed, nor sex, just one with God from above, moving forward without a single regret, coming back full circle to the man I was before I had any friends, a poet who was always alone with a pad and a pen, drowning demons away in an ocean of ink I would set on a page as blank as each face the moment I was facing my end. See, sobriety and God will open your eyes in ways you never thought were possible, like hindsight, granting the ability to see through lies from those who thought a few hits of lie would solve a crude reality most are living inside of, plastered in a black mirror, while the clock goes tick-tock, dancing around the topic for jewels where they'd wind up being bitter. But I've learned better than basing my life off diamonds alone, while I show haymakers are all that I've needed, while dodging one-hitter quitters. Changes had to be made against my will if I were to survive. I couldn't keep the same tone without going deaf, dealing with truths I could only surmise. If you felt the need to leave my side, then fine. My plate was too full either way for my gut to digest the lie any further. A blessing or departure's word, don't get it twisted. Meddling with a sweet tooth only led to a crash that left me limping, forgetting who I was for a piece of cake I couldn't even fit in, wandering through hell with a heart pitted by the fake bitches you all would become. In a bloody period of war against myself none of you could have saved me from. Regardless, sobriety and God opened my eyes in ways I never thought was possible. Like forgiveness, with open arms for anyone in need of love I did not receive when my life became too rough to bear witness. For those who promised they'd be there forever, until time was up with nothing left to say but good riddance. Thank you. But yeah, I don't really have anything to plug, but it's like, nah, I'm just a poet. I'm just a dude, you know. But you know, if there's anything, you know, you guys could take away from this is like, sobriety is everything. You know what I'm saying? We live in a world where you're surrounded by so many things like trying to influence you, trying to intoxicate you, I should say, with so many things. And regardless if it's a cell phone, booze, weed, you know what I'm saying? Even something simple as a cigarette. And it's like that sobriety, that clear of mind, you know what I'm saying, will help you get a long way. And it helped me get a long way because I had a lung collapse that almost killed me because of it. You understand what I'm saying? And, you know, I was smoking every day thinking that weed wouldn't do anything to me until it did something to me. You understand what I'm saying? So just remember to love yourself always and forever. And things like this, like I remember when I was in an open mic in the Bronx. I don't know what happened to the mic, but during that time I was dealing with a lot. And when I met La Bruja, it's funny that I see you here today. It's crazy. So like, it's crazy that I even had this on me. You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, because I always keep this on me to remind myself of, like, you know, how I could always be a better person, like, and do better for the people around me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, no, it's all good. It's all good. Crying is good. It's the opposite of laughter. So, you know, we need that. But thank you so much, yo. Yeah, for real.
Crying the opposite. Are you catching this camera? That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Melodic. You are in a room full of people that know your story now, but can definitely relate. I know that for a fact. We're an all-act open mic chat, of course. So there's going to be poetry, there's going to be rapping, there's going to be some comedy, right? I see that here. And all sorts of things, all right? So lovely. Thank you so much, Melodic. Hopefully we'll see him for a second round, if we do it. Okay. On deck, we have Spoken P. I know him, too. If there's anyone that would like to sign up for this open mic that is in attendance right now, the sign-up sheet is wide open. Okay, so yeah, Spoken P is on deck, but give it up for Maxwell, y'all. Yes! Pull it up with the dope sweaters. They fit.
Ain't Brian the best? Brian's the best, man. What's up, y'all? So,
What up?
my name is Maxwell, but I perform under the title Grateful Lord I Am, because, Lord, I am grateful. I was going to do a song, but of course, the only unoriginal joint that I got will shift up the copyright, so we're going to audible to a poem one time. When the Spirit of the Lord comes upon my heart, I will dance like David danced. Look at who Lucifer chose to stoop super low. If these cats had a litter box for every crap word they bestow, yo, I would not have a pet to own. A few debts to owe, the metronome bled so I could mix up the tempo. Old and New Testament brochure for the info. No cure for the sin, they say, and tried to sell and tried to sow. Tied to sails of Midas hope. Can't grow or glow unless everything turned to gold. Yo, the cattle's yoked. Then the battle broke. They had a racket versus paddle, that's a joke. And they still got tackled and choked. Shackled to quotes of everlasting dope, but the Lord seeks balance on the slippery slope. An epiphany broke. In the symphony I soak, spirit into me I provoke, the evil to be arrested. Too feeble to be impressive, I rested. The rainbow shone as the sign of the covenant glowed. I awoke. The adversary surprised to know 3 isotopes keep the earth afloat in one scope. Father, Son, Holy Ghost, harbor the sun and hold me close, because everything else is gross. Everything else the fallen angel hosts, live by the bread of life or become toast. I used to like the burnt parts, till I made a turn sharp like an Earnhardt. I always had an ear to G.O.D., but needed open eyes and a stern heart. You see, it's great to learn smart, but better to be faithful, both when the lights are on and especially when it turns dark. I could be a millipede crawling along the churned bark. Instead, I'm living in the Lord's image, standing by until the return marks. When the Spirit of the Lord comes upon my heart, I will dance like David danced. Thank you very much. Thank you. All glory to God. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Grateful Lord I am. Blessed to be here, and much blessings to y'all. Much love.
Yes! Give it up for Maxwell, y'all! bringing us to church on a Wednesday, although there's church on Wednesdays. I love that. Thank you so much, Maxwell. All right, for speaking your truth. That's what we do here at these open mics, or we got that kind of a vibe going on. And Paul Skiff is on deck, and he will continue that vibe. I loved your piece last. You left for my notes. I had so many notes in your piece that you did last Wednesday, Paul. Thank you so much for that one. Paul's going to rock the mic after my man, Spoken P. Give it up for Spoken P. Oh, Paulie.
Chilling. Look at this. This guy's ready. We. I gotta bring it a little down. Perfect. What's up, everybody? Man, you know, you don't need a big crowd to feel a lot of love, and that's what I'm already feeling. This is called Inspiration for a Disease. I wrote this when I was 28 months sober. In 2 days, I'll be 3 years and 6 months sober. And I owe a lot of that to being able to do poetry, because it's a way to find. Let's get into it. How do we find inspiration when we're being sucked into a black hole, unable to be free, seemingly with every inch forward only to be pulled back in feet, trying to see self, a feat unable to do when being surrounded in dark, flooding yourself, but you ain't no Noah, with no wonder you're sinking, have no hole in your ark, hoping for the water of change to make anew, but you're unable to feel a drop. Colorless, so emotions are gray with a scenery that's stark, thinking you're super when in reality you're just Clark. Acting like you're hitting the target when you're not even close to the mark. Baiting yourself but bleeding and wearing red, just about to be food for the sharks. Being told the truth but yet upset and rebuttal every remark. To spreading fiction to a diseased mind, or is it your non-reality and trying to mind the disease? Just being filled with doubts to then the inadequacies, acting and saying, everyone's against me. Feeling just to be seen, now the addiction has begun to putting loved ones in the in-betweens. See, I've lived all of these scenes with my fears, multiplying like a foreign virus, killing me from the inside out systematically like a machine. A disease that's planting stalks of roots, growing the more I don't face things when at first it started as a bean. Scared and wanting to ask for help, just muted, voice boxes so polluted, how could anyone hear my screams? Addicted to whatever could take me away from the pain, when the reality, the truth will set me free, and that was easy to see in any terrain. So to those that battle, we are the same. Though maybe different by color, gender, or name, but the suffering will always be the same. Always remember, you don't have to play the game, because the disease, it's Russian roulette. Just no gun and your addictions are the bullets. Loaded to lock, spinning the revolver with every click, 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 being another chance to take you. Always moving to get you, like time on the clock. When it's using as your daily, you're fading out and you're picked like walls of RIPs through the years on the blocks. Because in life, there's no back to the future. ODs happen in a blink with just a sniff, poke, or drink, leaving you stiff and solid like a cinder block. Able to say these things because it wasn't so long ago I was close to death, always waking up sick, ready to do anything to get that next fix. Remembering saying to self, who the fuck wants to get sober? Sober meant I would have to deal with me. I'd rather deal with lying than being that poser, acting like I was living only to see daily that death was getting closer. Hearing the knocks, but answering only to my addictions, knowing it would put my problems on the freeze. Repeatedly saying, I'm good. To thaw while people who loved me are saying, please. P, you need help. While acting like I'm not sick when I'm fevering, saying it's allergies with a sneeze. Telling self and others that 30 years of drinking and drugging, I'm not an addict and I got it under control. Stop flagging me. Like y'all the referees. With no base in my life, wondering why I always felt caught in a suicide squeeze. Back and forth to back, to then turning 30, doing the one drug I would swear I'd never do. I could still feel the unease. because the power of that powder came in that hurricane of coke, making landfall on me. So many unnatural disasters to come, unable to foresee. Uprooted trees of me, losing my friends and family to tsunamis of seas, making my city itself a torrent of destruction. And yet, for years, I was acting like life was easy, blowing soft as a breeze. With line after line of 10 years of that hurricane wind of blow had me spiritless on the daily squeeze. With the countless times of copping eights after eights had me bouncing like a ball. So in 10 years of the sniff, I definitely paid for a couple keys. But it took the 89th key of my piano of life, because with all the highs to lows, that cocaine, it finally put me on my knees. Because even Alicia would have been singing sad songs, because I went from falling to about to disappear. That's why my 89th key was rehab to sobriety and has led me to a rebirth and amazing journey. I went from being the unthinkable junkie to being Rocky the underdog, believing in self, making me powerful. Because if I ain't got me, I'm nothing at all. But right now I got everything, especially my two angels, Angelina and Little P. Loving when they say they love their father and the man that they see. Renewed with a faith which cancels out my fears. Grateful for every day, forever thanking my higher for giving me a new awakening. Speaking my past arcs in poetic prophecy. Just my truths as my words. Spoken P, living to my end with a spirit that guides me. Poem. Spokenwords.nyc, spoken words with a Z.nyc. We got a huge show coming, Black History Month, the 15th in Lovejoy's, Brooklyn. And we have a new mic starting. Spoken Sounds has got a new home in the city. Shows are free. Thank y'all. B, where you at?
Give it up for Spoken P. Paulie, that was really good. Thank you so much for sharing. We're in the space for it. We got Jumpman pulling up. If you did not sign up for this open mic that is slowly filling up, chat, please go ahead and do that. Thank you so much. Okay. On deck, we got the comedy stylings of Dan Laitman. Thank you so much for pulling up, Dan Laitman. Okay, thank you for treating this mic like a bunch of professionals. All right, I really appreciate that. And also, please be cognizant. All right, you got this all filmed and stuff, so make your performance the reflection of what you want to put out there for your social media or for the archives or something like that. Really get up here, do your thing, all right, regardless on who is in front of you, because there's people watching at home. All right, shout out to you, chat. As I said, on deck, we got Dan Laitman ready to do his set, but coming to the stage, give it up for Paul.
Yeah, yes, the legend, the OG, he's here. Yeah. Let's go.
I really appreciate the expressions of faith here this evening, because I'm feeling that spirit manifest. And that's what the Lower East Side does to people. It will bring your spirit out. I don't think there's anybody here would know it, but why I feel so good here tonight? Because with the way this is here tonight, it's just like the open room at 1 a.m. at the cafe around 1992 or 1998. And you know, in this situation, for somebody like me, I feel like I'm not under so much scrutiny, except for these cameras. And I can just kind of play around and feel a little more free. Yeah, and it's, you know, you people, you guys talking about your struggles to keep centered on your clear minds. I'm totally with that, you know. It's the kind of pathologies that want to get dumped into places like the Lower East Side and a lot of places in Brooklyn and all over this town. It's like the city's pathology. They have its own pathologies, like how this neighborhood is one of the last to ever get snow plowed. Here, here, Here over here, over here, here, over here, here, over here, where life is more abundant. There is no act of the pawn, no distorted smile, no forced loyalty. Here danger is not shared with inner impulse. There is no flood, famine, raging epidemic, or hopeless war. For I possess enough lies to exclude them, and I am only suspended in this human condition because after they said this was life, I did not wait for the first rule. You may admire a word, you may admire a word, but it is not a piece of property. I possess the knowing of my favorite word, but the word does not belong to me. The only way to possess a word is for the moment you admit you do not have it. At least you pass forward and are truth of the word's freedom. I am entered into by words I speak, but I only hold the moment of their enjoyment with my voice. Safekeeping of the word continuously interrupted. Words wear my mouth as their shadow. Quest beneath my tongue for how to be said. Searching for their self-same sound as though my mouth is a sonic mirror echo spark. Traveling the frontier of their becoming inside my mouth like refugees on an illicit crossing to freedom. My favorite word is all of them that create a person whole and complete. Any word that even in wilderness of delirious, delirious rapture nonsense creates my emancipation. All words that ignite and shape a vital beginning of full-bodied participation in being alive. If our life was a word, I would favor it with being said. Shape my mouth around life, fill with resonance of the force greater than any human understanding to be made animate here, so my resolve and my volatile tenacity will be how I feel and perceive into this very self-same life. I would stand inside the word of life and let it compose me. How is it that looking for a way to be spoken, all words freely give themselves to the page, screen, or sky? Never resist becoming alive. Leave silence with the vibration of birth joy, like it was their mother. What is the secret of their giving? What is the secret of all these words giving? The selflessness of their valor, the generosity only the Spirit has the capacity to accept. I speak you. I speak you and myself like a word, like a word. I speak you and myself like a word, impassioned with the need to be shaped, so we feel ourselves, 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 so we feel a word, ourselves. In the here of hearing, the place we know as our being, a beginning as a word that opens our togetherness. The beginning as a word that opens our togetherness. I will be the favor of this word. Thanks. I am on IG at Skiffgram, Skiffgram, one word. It's a total pleasure to be here, kind of like it's 1988.
Bring it back! Give it up for Paul Skiff! Oh, Paul, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. Beautiful, haunting, important. All the words. Thank you. All the words. I love poems about words, man. Words are awesome. Words are why we're here right now. And with some funny words, Dan Laitman is coming up. But after that, on deck, we got Sheila June. Sheila's back with us. Give it up for Sheila. Not yet, though. Words. Funny ones. Hopefully. From Dan Laitman, y'all. Give it up for Dan Laitman. Yeah.
How happy are you that you don't have to adjust the mic?
Haha. Super happy, Dan.
Actually, thank you. Yeah, I'm actually not gonna do comedy today. I'm gonna do poetry. I'm kidding. No. So I'm gonna make a remake of E.T. where he tries to phone home, but he can't because the entire family is on T-Mobile. Actually, yeah, physical comedy. They're making kosher McDonald's, which is pretty cool. If it's not called a Happy Meal, I'm gonna be pissed. I just learned that wife beaters are made of cotton, but not husband material. And I know that JD Vance has no gay friends because somebody didn't tell him that he can't pull off eyeliner. Yeah.
There you go. Go political.
Yeah. I was offered weed in middle school. It was middle school, but when they offered to me, it was high school. I love performing for La Bruja. Every time I perform for her, it's like I'm doing something right.
Yeah, you are. Bro.
You tickle my fancy.
Yeah. Oh, Dan, keep tickling.
I used to go camping as a kid, and I used to go in sleeping bags, and I would sweat like crazy. I think the very concept of sleeping bags is when bears try to eat you, you will be well seasoned. I have schizophrenia. You guys know this already, but somebody recently said, "Oh, something crazy happened to me. Can you imagine?" I'm like, I can one-up you there. With all the political climate, I'm hoping iced tea renames to boba tea. Did you guys see the new the movie Puss in Boots? Yeah, it's amazing. I think it's awesome that Antonio Banderas, even in a movie with just his voice, he still gets pussy. Oh yeah, but I have a wife now, which is pretty cool. Yeah. I love her very much. Before I had her and before I had a relationship, I never knew the joy of having to refill a water bottle at 3 a.m. Yeah. All right, I think I'm good. Labru, are you doing comedy today?
I wasn't planning on it, but I can think of some jokes.
Okay. All right.
Sad shit.
Oh, okay. Sometimes I do sad shit when the jokes aren't going well. It's very sad. What was that? All right, you can catch what? Thanks. You guys are all amazing. So, yeah. I've been going through some struggles recently, so this really helped. So, you can catch me at Dan_Lateman_standup. Thanks, guys.
See, funny words. All right, on deck. Hey, if we're definitely gonna have time to do the second round, so sign up for that, please and thank you. Do they even have to sign up? It's just we're here. I could just tell everyone to just bum rush the stage one at a time, okay? And then we can fucking right? Yeah, we'll do a raise of hands after the halftime because we still have to do the halftime. But y'all can just fight for the mic. Why is it loading now? Who's on deck? Apologize for that chat. On deck, we got IJ, the jump man. But first, before IJ, there you go. Sheila June, give it up for Sheila. I remembered her name. Yes.
All right, y'all. I love how intimate this is right now. This is good. I'm gonna try some new shit out on y'all. So while we're here, why not? Just to preface, I worked in the food service industry for about 9 years, so this is where that is coming from. Okay. The boss man likes to be called chef, even though his food isn't that good and his restaurant is going under. I think it's an ego thing, really. Some kind of sorry compensation for the glory he would have had his food been a little better and his restaurant a little bigger. Boss man is the same no matter what state or restaurant I work in. Some macho know-it-all who gets off on playing God because he has no semblance of control in his normal life. To boss man, dinner is not a delicacy, but a four-corner rat race against himself. It's a shame. He never realizes he's chewing off his own tail. Boss man was a woman once, but I'm pretty sure there's another boss man boot on her neck pulling the strings. Probably one of those if you can't beat them, join them moments, and I won't get into how that counteracts fourth wave feminism, but I guess I get it too. A girl's gotta eat. This particular chef, sat me down to inform me that I had a problem with authority. Why, thank you, chef. I appreciate this insight, but you've got it all wrong. The only problem I have is how you speak to me. If authority ignores me when I have a question, yes, I most certainly have a problem with it. If authority treats me like a pawn in his chess game, you can bet your sorry restaurant I have a problem with it. Do not raise your voice at me. Do not mistake my strong work ethic as compliance, my speaking up as sensitivity. I am not a pawn. And though I need to remind myself of this often, it does not make it any less true. When Boss Man picks up a broom, he doesn't actually know how to use it. I think this is the best metaphor I have. A man in power who has no idea what it's like to keep surviving on the ground, who sits in his palace of cheap labor, on his throne of broken dishes, I mean backs, sipping his top shelf liquor that he can afford but he never pours himself. Boss Man makes sure the only currency we are paid in is cruelty, and we stay because the next boss man could be worse. Boss Man is not always a restaurant owner. He's a CEO, a principal, a president, a father. I quit Boss Man's restaurant. I'm learning I deserve better, and I told him so. A few months ago, I saw Boss Man kissing a woman that was not his wife. A week later, a for sale sign showed up on the front door of his shitty restaurant. Boss Man has yet again chewed off his own tail. Perhaps the best dinner he has ever served. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You can find me at Sheila June Poetry. That's Sheila, and June like the month. Thank you.
Give it up for Sheila June. Holy shit, that was great. I loved it. Fuck that Boss Man. Getting his comeuppance. Fuck that motherfucker. I love that so much. So many good lines in that. I've been taking notes. You will receive them before we get out of here. Okay. As I said, on deck was IJ the Jumpman. So IJ the Jumpman is next. If you have not signed up for the first round of the open mic, please do. But we are going to get a second round in, and I will take a raise of hands. And I really hope that all of you pull up again, because we got time. All right, some more poetry coming up from IJ the Jumpman. Give it up for IJ the Jumpman. Stay jumping.
Joke guy over here. Thank you, Brian. How are we doing tonight? All right. New shit. All right. It's not done yet, but fuck it. Here I go. It is too cold outside. It is cold as ice. Is it colder than ice? Well, yes, but no. What could be colder than the ice outside? Simple. Ice outside. It's mad brick, huh? How about mad pricks, mad presidents reaching out to mad billionaires, throwing billions in the air to send billions through the air? That's their plan anyway. Countless snowflakes blew through the clouds, making the world sound silent, but the thoughts are loud. You want to know the funny thing about snow? Everyone loves to see it until everyone has to see it. Piling on the streets, rising at our feet to scrunch through it with boots on, gotta get a move on. You don't want to slip on an icy surface. We don't slip, but they don't care what the turf is. It's funny how we got a blizzard, but this isn't no Dairy Queen. Might as well be with the drama queens. They didn't even ask me if I wanted chocolate chips. Number of inches of snow and ice piling up, ice numbers inching up, completely covered the rulers, so they're blindly following their ruler. Do the math. A blizzard hits the country, trees are exploding, and in its wake, do I even have to say? My nephew wants to play in the snow. He needs to bring the necessities though. Hat, scarf, proof of citizenship, a coat. You should be bundled up before making a snow angel, lying on your back. Oh, angels crying, people dying, tears turn into ice who would be justifying that he was trying to get to frying with the gun he was hiding. My nephew's 5 years old. Once snow freezes, it's hard to get rid of. Your head on a swivel and your shovel is on a stick, cause I'm tired of the stick-ups. I have my fingertips up while ice has their sticks up like a popsicle, and one little hiccup and they pop like a sickle. The cherry flavor is spreading slow like the blood in the snow. Slim pickings, they run around like headless chickens. Foul play, I know, but apparently it's fair because their ruler is a rooster sending the ice bright and early. What are they cock-a-doodle doing? Cold hands grab the parents out of thin air. How can they be so fickle? For if the rooster was anyone else, he'd be in a cold cell like a sickle. I'm not the type to mince words, but I've gone back to taking mince. Word, my favorite has been icebreakers. stay jumping. You can find me on Instagram at ij.jumpman.
Stay jumping, y'all. Stay jumping. Beep, beep, beep. All right, we're back. Thank you so much, IJ the Jumpman. Did not expect that one from you. I loved it. Thank you so much. All right, it's not finished yet? You still, all right, slam with it. Do the thing. We love it. Talk your shit. Okay, so before we get to the quick halftime show, okay, that I will be receiving. Give it up for our team here that you don't see. Okay, but they're motherfucking here. All right, we got Jasmine at the merch table. We got the rest of the crew in the back. And, of course, we have our executive director of the Nuyorican Poets Cafe. We have La Bruja in the house. Give it up for La Bruja as well, doing the things. All right, we got a lot of things in store for you according to this, what is this called? Clipboard. Thanks. I'm not good with words, Paul Skiff. I got to get better with words. We'll get to this in a moment. All right, but before that, let's get a raise of hands for who wants to do the second round. Okay? Give it up. Put it up. Everybody here. And La Bruja. La Bruja's, you got dibs. All right? But everyone else. Good? Good? Okay, cool. Yeah. Do they have like 3 minutes for a second round? They can, I'll just... All right. Well, run it the fuck back, chat, okay? We're doing it again. You're in for a surprise if you just tuned into the stream, because we're going to have everyone back up here. All right, more hot shit for you, all right? Pull up to New York City, all right? It's time for you to do that. The city is wonderful, all right? Especially around this time of year. All right, forget it being really cold and stuff like that. I love New York City around this time. All right, it's dope. Okay. This is from someone coming from New Jersey, of course. And I do make the trek out all the way from New Jersey to come to these Nuyorican Poets Cafe events. Let's get down to the halftime show. So many events that are worth the travel, the train, the bus, the plane. Do what you got to do to come to these events. And there's events all throughout the week here with the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, a venue that's been around for more than 50 years, established a long time ago from the tiny roots, right? It has branched off literally into something even global now. All right, but of course you can visit us at any of one of these events that I will be talking about right now on the clipboard. All right, so starting out with Mondays. We got the Nuyorican Poets Cafe Bowery Slam. Has everyone been to a slam before? I think most people here have been to a slam. Dan, have you ever been to a poet? Dan's got to pull up to the poetry slam. Here's what it is. 15 poets enter. 1 poet leaves the victor. All right, and they win $20 for the best scored poem of the night. It's a wonderful experience. There's a little bit more details into that, but you just got to pull up to the show. All right, if you like your poetry competitive or you just like the vibes of seeing just some real good, intense poetry, it's there every Monday. We do it every single Monday, except, of course, last Monday because of the Snowmageddon. But we're pulling back up in technically February. All right, next Monday for the Nuyorican Bowery Slam. Again, a $20 cash prize and a chance to compete at the end of the month, Final Friday Slams, which is the final Friday at the end of the month. All right, sign-ups start, the doors open at 6:30, but what time you got to be there, chat, to really get a good... You got to be there around, I think like 4:30. It's a little cold, so they don't really open the doors. No one's there to open the shutter yet, so it's still down. But that's the time people pull up because it's competitive. All right, it's a chance for people to really show off their lyrical abilities. All right, we have the Final Friday Slams at the end of the month, of course, and then I'm told to flyer switch already. Let's flyer switch, all right? Because then after our Final Friday Slams, we got open mics here at the Loisaida Center, all right? Which start off at the first Wednesday of every month. I don't even need the clipboard. All right, we got WOW. All right, we got Women Orator Wednesdays. Again, first Wednesday of the month, not hosted by me, but hosted by the wonderful Somebody's Mama, a slam champ in their own right. This is an all-act mic, just like mine, for all women and women representing people. So pull up to that, fill up the chairs there, and tell everyone that you know about it, please and thank you. And then after that, Wednesday, the first Wednesday, and every Wednesday after that is this mic that you're sitting at right now. So please come and support this one. All right, this is a wonderful thing that we do here. All right, nice safe space for people to pull up with their guitar if they want to. Yo, we love guitar players here, right, chat? Oh, hey, look at you. Hi. We got someone with a guitar. All right, fantastic. Sign up, friend. You still got time to do your thing at this, the Nuyorican Wednesday open mic. Open to everyone, all styles, including poetry, comedy, and music. All right, this is a high-quality audio and video captured type of show. The camera's moving. That's pretty cool. All right, it's great for artists looking to take their work to the next level and, of course, being part of tradition. We've been doing this for decades and decades and different iterations and different hosts. Shout out to all the hosts before me, but I host this mic now. All right, it's a wonderful event, but you are, again, participating in tradition. All sorts of acts have come through to the Nuyorican Poets Cafe in various points of their artistic journey. People like Erykah Badu and Eminem, Mos Def, and MF Doom, Doomale himself has pulled up to this mic to just do their thing. All right, this is a great space to do your thing and, of course, network with people afterwards so they know who you are. Many other events, Flyer Switch, many other events that we do here at the Nuyorican Poets Cafe. Of course, you can go to nuyorican.org/calendar to see what is on our calendar. You can scan that QR code right there with your phone quietly. We got an online open mic weekly. Paul Skiff, how much is the open mic online? It's $0. I mean, dollars. Yeah, dollars. 100% participation when you pull up that Zoom meeting. All right, get on your computer and do your thing. All right, same energy as we have here, same kind of community, but you can do it from anywhere. So if you're at home right now and you want to tap into this Nuyorican energy, Thursday, online open mic, $0. All right, every Thursday. Hosted by my man, Elemental. We got a slam workshop as well. That is also online, second Tuesday of the month, and that is free in case you want to pull up on us on a Monday and embarrass everybody. You just want to pull up and fucking win that shit. All right, learn how to do that in our slam workshop. Of course, we have teenage open mics. We just had that, right, at Rightopia. We just had that that event every bi-monthly, every other month for our young artists and budding poets. We give that stage for them to try this thing out. It's a wonderful experience to be a poet. We also have 1,000 Words open mic at the International Center of Photography. I host that mic. It's really cool venue as well. Outdoor and indoor poetry events, Battery Park City, NJ Pack, the Bronx. It says it right here, even on the clipboard, the Bronx. All right, we got events in the Bronx and more. Again, nuyorican.org/calendar for all of these events and more information. Ways to support the Nuyorican Poets Cafe. The Nuyorican Poets Cafe is a nonprofit organization, and as a nonprofit organization, we try to do as many events as possible, free and or otherwise, but tickets, sales, and grants don't cover all of our programs, so please consider to donate. Even though the season of giving is past in terms of the holidays, the season of giving is all seasons, chat, especially in the arts, especially with this, what these administrations want to do to it. Okay, so your support is needed now more than ever. Thank you so much, everyone in this room, all right, for pulling up and supporting in the ways that you have. Also consider joining our Patreon. I think it's $10 for a subscription, okay? And all donations, $5, $5,000 are tax deductible. Okay, end of halftime promo script. How did I do? Did I do okay? With the promo script, I love promoing all the events here at the Nuyorican Poets Cafe. Fucking I love this place. All right, so Alex, is that you? What's up? Okay, he needs to tune his guitar. Okay, so we'll have another person go first. No? Okay, cool. LaBruja, do you want to go first? You don't have to. I could pull someone up. Who is the new poet? Oh, Michelle. Oh, yeah, Michelle, did you want to go? Babe? Oh. Yes, okay, cool. You want to go first? Yes, okay. So, I'm literally gonna, if that's okay with everybody here, I'm gonna go in order of the list already. Okay? So on deck we have Melodic. You ready to go next? Maybe. Wait, it's kind of weird. Now we have La Bruja. So okay. Okay, great. All right. So Michelle, you ready? All right. Yeah. If you're ready, you ready to keep rocking with the Nuyorican Poets Cafe Wednesday night open mic. Give it up for Michelle, everybody. Yes. Stool?
Can I take your clipboard? I don't need
Take
the
my
clipboard.
clipboard. I know the name for it now.
I don't need the
Give it
clipboard.
up.
All right, I was just editing this on my phone, so hopefully I got it in the right order. Actually, I don't want this. Is new shit. New shit. Hopefully I cut and pasted it in the right order. I guess we're about to find out. I have had many vocations, but I started off as a lover. And you were best friend turned best fit. You were humble turned husband. We were two people turned perfect. Conduit turned codependent. But when I said I loved you, I fucking meant it. Nurturer turned not so sure. You were my top pick turned pickpocket of joy. Picking fights behind the white picket fence. We were perfect. But in any event, this is how it went. You were impressive turned bad impression, most invaluable lesson. You were artist turned arsonist, setting fire to our commitments. I was your muse turned museum of failures. So you became a sailor to traverse the oceans between us like Mariana Trenches in our king bed. And when you joined the Navy, you fought with me instead of for me, like I was the demons in your head. You fighting me, but fighting yourself instead. You were graceful turned gravedigger. And our bed was a graveyard for the dreams we created on the sofa, made homes around emotional bullet holes that our $600 silk comforter could never cover. But I was determined to stay a lover. And you were abused turned abuser, your trauma a ghost haunting our future, the unspoken accuser. You were tortured turned torturer. You were source of peace turned sorcerer of fear. And our bedroom was a place where sparks went to die, but it didn't matter to me as long as I was your wife and you were my guy. Intimacy laid to rest, swallowed up by that bed, great sex turned into the ungrateful dead. Turns out I cared too much to care to put a stop to it there. You were unstoppable turned unstable. Us, two people, simply unable to stop stepping on each other's toes under the table. We were lovers turned levers, and as I turned the lever from committed to deceiver, came face to face with my maker. And when I reached the gates of purgatory, I realized that I was saint turned sinner in your inner monologue. You went from happy to hater, and I went from savior to villain. I was a non-believer turned wide receiver of prayers until I hailed Mary and holes in my tongue from the prayers inside my feeble lungs. Until I met God and came back, until I met every God and came back wishing one was brave enough to save me, but all I found was this bedroom grave, empty. And the worst part is, I know you say the same thing about me. But death begets death, so I feel so dead inside that when I touch myself, I feel like a necrophiliac. You, guardian turned prison guard, you were tortured turned torturer. I was madly in love turned mathematician. I was Pythagoras looking for the shortest distance between us. I was determined turned divorcee, reflecting on our bedroom a grave. You were married man turned martyr. So I lay our love to rest as I post a Facebook ad to sell that bed. I look to the sky and I see that hope still has proof of life. Yeah. You can find me in the back row, y'all. That's where you can find me.
Give it up for Michelle, y'all. Holy moly. Look at that. That was fire. Just a little bit. On a Wednesday. Here we are. Now let's run at the. Actually, no, wait. Let's not run the first round back because we got some new. All right, some new challengers here. Okay, we have Alex. Are you ready, Alex, to do your thing? Okay. Do we need any specific special mics or anything for him? All right. Thank you, Brian. Give it up for Brian, everyone. Popping out of motherfucking nowhere. I don't know. It's luck or something. I don't know. All right. Hey, Alex. How you doing? Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. All right. We'll set Alex up. So we'll share the live stream link. We'll share any pictures, tag, the motel. Say it.
Hello, hello, hello. No worries. Hello, everyone. I'm Alex. It's been like 1 year, I guess, since I came here. It's been a long road, like exploring my voice, singing covers, and trying to enjoy the best. And till the moment when you start enjoying your own songs. Today I'm going to sing. The name of the song is Chai, and it goes like this. Why is everything in silence? I thought you'd be here, so you promised. I can't forget your smile. It haunts me, it brings me to my knees when I'm feeling lonely. Shy, why are you so shy? Shy, I feel you here. Shy, are you really shy? Oh, you smile at me. It hasn't been days, it hasn't been hours. Without you, I can tell time stops for me. Oh, how I miss your hair over my shoulder. The way we used to talk, the way we used to be. Shy, why are you so shy? Shy, I feel you here. Shy, why are you so shy? Oh, come back to me. If you don't wanna hear, even the song is worthless. If you don't wanna talk, tell me what should I say to see you here, to keep you here. Come back to me. Thank you very much. The following song is a song in Spanish. The name is Where I Find You or Donde Te Encontré. And it goes like this. El lugar donde te encontré, conocí una niña, un espejo y un clavel, laberinto de ilusiones, brújulas de mis razones. En el lugar donde te encontré, hermoso jardín donde pensé que crecerían tus sueños y yo mi fe, mis metas con tus fantasías, y todo fue y todo fue. En el lugar donde te encontré, vi una flor sin agua y sin tierra florecer, con el brillo de tu mirada, pasión que no menguaba. En el lugar donde te encontré, vi un nuevo mañana lleno de amanecer y una razón para volver, una razón para volver. Y todo fue, y todo fue, y todo fue. Lo tuyo fue, lo tuyo fue como regresar. Lo tuyo fue ganas de tanto y más. Lo tuyo fue como despertar en un jardín de flores en la mitad del mar. En el lugar donde te encontré, nunca pensé que un día te pudiera perder, no lo podía creer. No lo podía creer, lo tuyo fue. Lo tuyo fue. Lo tuyo fue como regresar. Lo tuyo fue ganas de tanto amar. Lo tuyo fue como despertar en un jardín de flores en la mitad del mar. Y todo fue, y todo fue, y todo fue, lo tuyo fue. Y será. Thank you very much. Thank you. You can find me on Instagram as ALLE, the number 3CA. And a pleasure being here. I hope to see you again. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. What a treat. Give it up for Alex again, y'all. Yes. All act open mic. That's what we do here. All right, bring your instruments, bring your instrumentals, bring your jokes, bring whatever you want. All right. Magic tricks. I want to see a magic trick. Can anyone do magic here? No? Nobody? Okay. Good. Yes. Feels like it sometimes, Paul. All right. So, La Bruja, would you like to pull up on? On deck, we got melodic. Okay. We got Melodic on deck, but coming to the stage, the only La Bruja, y'all. Give it up. Yes. He's here.
Thank you.
I want the head too. What the heck? I want everything.
Get it out. She ain't getting cold.
You guys.
Jealous of her right now.
So none of this is true. Unless you believe it, then it's not a lie.
Okay.
Okay. Dark shit.
Dark shit.
Over the deep end shit. Okay. She made sure to invite me over for dinner to feed my insecurities. Needing her is how she wanted me. Vampiric seduction. I owed her for my time in her placenta, where I was connected to our generational trauma. My umbilical cord bonded by the blood that runs through me still, but ends with me, so she tries to breathe life into my cognitive dissonance. Remember me, she says. You're supposed to run to me. Allowing me to comfort you comforts me. Let me hug you, baby, so you can cry, not the other way around. Let me vomit my abuse on you. She told me about the time she was molested and how her neighbor offered her ice cream, then creamed all over her panties. She never told her mother for fear of being whipped, so she held onto it for my dessert. I didn't tell her it made me sick, because she never told her mother, scared of the beating she would get. I swallowed her truth like a multivitamin without water, absorbed the nutrients generic, the pain I would inherit. I couldn't even bear it. Why tell, knowing she wouldn't want to hear it? Your food is getting cold, she said. My fork played with the knife in my heart. She said, I loved my mother, but I didn't like her, and in that moment I realized I was just like her. That boyfriend you broke up with and didn't even tell me, I was so hurt by that, but I was hurt by the fact that she would flirt behind my back. What kind of mother even does that? So many tears I've had to fight back that I never had the strength to really write that. I was never shown a difference between love and combat, and she gets mad when I disappear and don't quickly come back. She hugged me, said she loved me, and I found the blessing in that. Flattered she had performed how an empath really acts. She thought I was silent to spite her. Meanwhile, I held my tongue just to not fight her, because deep down inside, she was the light of my life, and maybe she'd been a better mother if she wasn't so busy being an obsessed wife, because all they did was fuck and fight, but not outright. I was the little girl comforting her that everything would be all right. He would cheat, she wouldn't eat, and then they'd fornicate that night. I knew my entire life that this love just wasn't right, only to repeat the cycle in my very own life. I was able to break the chains from what's his name, but one bond that still remains is the one with the woman who gave me my name. Charity, so I would never forget my purpose was to keep on giving, while every day I'm reminded that one day she won't be living. Is it affection or guilting? My sweet maid of milking, she called me her petunia, and I knew I was wilting. I'm sorry, Mama. I never meant to make you cry, but tonight. I'm sorry, Mama. I never meant to hurt you. I never meant to make you cry, but tonight I'm cleaning out my closet. Woo! Forget that part, forget that part, forget all of that, forget all of that. Erase, rewind. That story wasn't mine. Is Dan still here? Yep. All right, I'm gonna try to be funny. So this is out the joke file that I was ghostwriting. It's hard to date. because I learned everything about life, death, and sex from watching my dogs. I asked my mom, what are they doing? She said, they're making a baby. So naturally, I asked, how do you make a baby? She said, we do that. I was so confused. My bed was separated from my parents' bed by a curtain, and it sounded more like, again? And then there was a lot of panting. It was traumatizing. The morning after they had sex, she would make me breakfast, and I was like, you already had your sausage and eggs. Disgusting! So my son, he asked me, can I get a girl pregnant if she swallows my sperm? I said, yes. But she'll give birth to a piece of shit. My daughter asked me, how do you know when a woman is pregnant? I said, well, she stops getting her period. She was like, oh my God, grandma's pregnant? Kids menu. Any parents in the house? You love your kids? Yeah? How many of you have actually ordered food for your kid off the kids menu? You have? Then you don't love your kid. Those menus are filled with the cheapest, most unhealthy crap in existence. Yeah, let me get a broiled lobster with scalloped potatoes, super salad. What are your soups today? You know, let me get a salad. I need some greens in my life. Creamy Italian dressing, yes. And for the child? Yeah, let me get a hot dog. Wait, he hasn't had any greens. Add some fries, fuck it. Nah, just give him 2 hot dogs. He's picky. Speaking of hot dogs, I've been abstaining for a while. I gave my heart and my coochie to Jesus. Jesus cologne. I mean, what you meant? You thought I meant Jesus Christ? Oh, no. Oh, no. You can't trust new lovers these days, because they might make sex tapes with a hidden camera. I mean, I haven't for a whole year, but finally I had to let loose. I started posing just in case. Can't beat them, join them. Making fuck faces and all that. I put on a show, because even if there ain't no camera, that motherfucker felt like he was in a porn flick. He was so open, he tried to make me meet his mother right after. I said, easy, homie, your beard still smells like my ass. Maybe we should wait, Jesus. Isn't it ironic that when Latinos drink liquor, together we say salud, which means health, even though we're literally drinking poison? In good health, salud, ha. Drink enough shots and you'll fucking die if you don't puke your guts out first. Salud. Shots is a more accurate description, or bottoms up. You will literally be at the bottom of a grave, facing up. Drink up. Salud. I taught my mother to say I love you because she didn't grow up like that, saying I love you and shit. Being mad vulnerable with their emotions was not how Bronx Boricuas grew up. Being an enlightened one, I just started saying it and hugging her like the world would end tomorrow. The other day, she was leaving for the weekend on a road trip. She came to my room and said, I love you. Be a good girl while I'm gone, okay? And it touched my heart. Then I realized she was talking to the dog. Thank you. Put in a good word for me. I'm going to be hosting an open mic in the Bronx on Tuesday at Barrio BX. I'm going back to my hosting roots and, you know, how it all began was hosting and on an open mic and all of that. So Barrio BX, 7 p.m. Tuesday. We're going to be there the first Tuesday of every month. I'll be hosting. And like I said, it's free. So if you're in the BX, pull up. One love.
Give it up for LaBrew, y'all! Oh my gosh. What a pro, huh? Fucking professional. Comedy, a little bit of poetry. Man, give it up for LaBruja. Amazing set. Our feature for tonight, apparently. This is great stuff. All right, let's run it back, chat. Let's do the round one all over again. As I said, Melodic, you were on deck, so you're coming up next and on deck. Maxwell, you got something else? All right, cool. All right, give it up for Melodic, y'all. This was a Congo.
So I have a poem about these glasses, right? They're all broken. But I have a poem about work. What would you guys like to hear?
Yeah, the glasses for sure.
All right, cool. I got you. See, glasses with tape on can look funny to laugh at. Definitely nerdy when you take a second to glance at. Believe me, I can't walk down the street without 2 or 3 people taking a glance at. Taking a crack at my stability without knowing how broken I am, and I have no other choice but to suck it up and rejoice with the fact that I no longer wake up with a frame of mind, with a crooked view and a shattered life. I'm picking up the pieces for off a disastrous path I gladly survived. So go ahead and chuckle as much as you want to. If anything, I'm happy knowing how joyful you are during the moment I'm seeking to blot truths. Blocking a smile I've been trying to draw out through. A reason I use to smooth out a line full of disdain for a world's rejecting me in so many ways. Most don't care for another's pain anyway, but I do. I understand the aimless laughs at mine with hollowed eyes, blackened by the empty void you try your very best to hide, revealing itself through every wind stemming from a broken heart purging its blood because of death wishes anyone can interpret from those bleeding cries. Cries someone virtuous would notice and would do their very best to hone in on what's killing you inside, hoping they would help you heal instead of sticking in and twisting every knife they could poke in as they watch you die. Believe it or not, there's a rarity in the latter. There's more in common with what the mass heads towards when desperate to fit in where they matter, giving up morality and honor for a character more likely to be found within a tabloid full of jibber jabber, like the gossip they splatter. To be number one in a contest of popularity, I would often come in last, thirsty for approval I've never been. While you laugh, I'm more worried about how difficult it is for me to laugh within my own madness. How often I think of suicide in an era that would rather see me in a closed casket for existing as a man, even if I've had no other choice but to be what I was born as, with barely any chance to be myself unless I'm on the stage, trying my best to act as if I'm confident, knowing how much embarrassment I've brought upon myself through all of my past transgressions. No one else's fault but mine, though, as I point fingers at my reflection, shattering a vision had of a man who would live life without any worry nor depression, not knowing what I was swinging at behind a veil of smoke I couldn't see through until I took notice of a pair of lenses on the ground I landed on from a fight against myself within both sides of the fence, and a mind split between looking for a new beginning or a bloody ending. An ending not a single soul can see coming. Not that it's possible for those on prescriptions I keep in far distance from me. The only pill I swallow is the lack of respect I've received for looking a bit funny. But hindsight is 20/20. As I look past every shot, avoiding this world's wide sickness and lock eyes with what's above me, the real pandemic has always been A human letting love go as long as they can make some money. So, yeah. Thank you. So, yeah, that poem is dedicated to these, man, because I wore these for like 2 or 3 years while I was at my brokest. And all I dealt with is like, you know, shit from everybody, because you know how people are like, I'll be there for you during your toughest moments, but they all just leave anyway. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Do I have time for one more? Or?
You got 2 minutes. 2 minutes you got.
You can take some of my time.
All right. I'll try to be quick with it, you know. So, ties. They just don't suit me right. Feels more like a noose choking to death. The kind of tranquil man I yearn to become in a world ran by financial success and arrest. A suit just isn't part of who I am nor ever will be for as long as I hold a journal and a pen. It's the only place where I can smile and never feel bad for it, nor the need to force it the same way I have to yell at myself to wear a uniform for a job where I clock in more time thinking of a line I store in my pocket more often than a worthless dollar. Money can make a snake hiss and a wildcat holler. Money can make a bitch dance and bark for a glamored imposter, tricking them with a treat they'll eventually wean off of when hollowed by the nightmare they fostered. But it can't make a poet budge, being that the kind of paper we want is empty of costs, unaffordable by most of us. 'Cause all money does is strip you of freedom. I knew I was going to fuck that up. Just give me one, you know. It strip you of freedom granted by the one above, regardless if you believe in him or not, while living a lie only you can make up as a con touring through a world meant for everyone to feel joy in the face of disaster. But what choice do some have other than laying on a bed, broken in more ways than one while chasing after a dragon, possessing breath of flame, pumping brittle lungs with smoke, bound to collapse their dreams we're all allowed to water, with tears of delight instead of sorrow so common, in a world where a boss who's not a boss grabs you by the collar, like a dog fetching for another's goal rather than your own, as you're strangled while puzzled by your failure to prosper. Normal it is not, and we know it. Acting is not a strong suit for a soul wearing their emotions for anyone to see without expecting to go in. Without expecting to go in anyone's wallet while wallowing alone with a drug in both hands because of their hopelessness. And I'm exhausted from acting. As an old-fashioned man, I'm inclined to bring to a close what wouldn't bode well for my sanity, while addressing my sobriety, casting out each lie, keeping me from writing a story where I'm the protagonist. From the prologue to the epilogue, jotting itself through the strength of my actions. A 3-piece suit and a check? No, give me a pen and a pad with a chance to make another person smile, no matter what my past was. So, damn. Yeah.
Fucking killed that shit. Thank you so much, Melodic. As we keep the show going, on deck we got Spoken P again. Want to go again, Spoken Word P? Spoken P? All right, cool. All right, coming to the stage. Give it up for Maxwell, y'all. Give it up!
Give it up for Brian. Give it up for Brian. I'm from the home of the scandalous. Castle Heights, West Los Angeles. Lokes and them essays might handle us if we don't let God first. Rock on a Bible, I'd rather love my enemy than put a Glock to a rival, you know? I'm still living in the brain of a thug, but baptized in living water and sustained through the blood. I can't keep putting down this cross to be comfortable, 'cause I know the evil one will always give me something to be crutched by that ain't the Lord and not my Savior. Reasons to dismiss my very natural behaviors that are sinful, trifle, and wicked. Jesus is the doctor for my sickness. He is the way and the ticket. I got grace from him. so I'll never turn my face from them. I'm living life for the sun. It just begun. I have faith that I'll be cured from disgust, from judgment, treachery, from treason, and from lust. I'm in a season of busting out my shell to be new again. The Holy Spirit clued me in ways to undo my sin. Rest assured that the blessings will pour. Worldly sorrow keeps stressing the poor, but the lesson endures. Christ Jesus begs for us to lessen, and more clarity will reach that we can just rest in the Lord. The cornerstone right next to the core. Father, please forgive me for being sexually impure. I was vexed and unsure of seeking guidance from wisdom that wasn't your holy words, mixing up every decision. Padlocked in spiritual prison. Then he broke the chains free on the day he was risen. And Satan tripping. And he really wants me back in his clutches, but I'm here to set truth to every lie he discusses. He took the pain from me. Jesus took the rain from me, heated by the light of the sun, the only one. See, can't ever be basked in disturbance. Can't forever be basked in disturbance by falling to every natural occurrence. That's blessed assurance. Dodging deterrents, swim against currents. The Son of Man said not to be anxious. We got holy assurance. Divine sanctities, consecrated and concentrated, praying thankfully, honored and exonerated. On to a calmer state, it's great to feel at peace now. Walking away from chronic danger of getting beat down. The world says, don't be a sheep, but be the goat. I deny that and follow the shepherd right up the slope. Fearing God brings me hope, but fearing you brings me trouble. I'd rather please the angels than have my death sentence double. I'd rather cut off my hand than into hell whole. I'd rather rip out my eyes than to stare at gold. On this narrow road, eager to bear the toll, I've been delivered from things you wouldn't care to know. Living in the mercy of forgiveness without being weighed down by the specifics. You can bump the ballistics. By grace we've been saved and raised up, seated with him in the heavenly place. We changed up. I'm from the home of the scandalous, Castle Heights, West Los Angeles. Plenty gangbangers and panhandlers. But to them all, I hope to be a faithful evangelist, and only with God can I manage this. Thank you. Grateful, Lord, I am, and Lord, I am grateful. Peace, y'all. Much blessings.
Give it up for Maxwell, y'all. Castle Heights, Los Angeles. That's just tight, bro. We love that. Thank you so much. From the West Coast to the East Coast. That's what we do here at the Nuyorican Poets Cafe Wednesday night open mic. On deck, we got Paul Skiffs. Paul, you ready to pull up again? Hey, sure. He's got a whole notebook full of stuff. He's going to pull something out. But first, give it up for Spoken P, y'all. Yes! Spoken P. He's going to do something. Go ahead.
That's what I'm going to do. With my buddy, my buddy,
I'll be right here
wherever we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, no. It was recording. Shit, you got to look out with your phones. What am I talking about? Yeah, my buddy. Oh. So this is yesterday's shit. And it's called Who's Standing. And I don't write political, but this is where we at. So it's not corrected, and I hope it sounds all right, but no better place to try it out than right now. So America. I'm feeling trapped in the police state. Want to debate? Look at those losing freedoms as their fate. Remember only 80 years ago, those brown shirts patrolling the German streets? Nah, they weren't about hate. To now, too many claiming they're more American than the next. Let's check the facts in the slate. From the start of this country called America, how many came here for religious freedoms or against their wills, while the natives were forced off their lands, being pillaged, raped to almost being eradicated? While others left persecution on other lands only to chase dreams of working and living free, and mostly to give their seeds a chance and promise of education, stability, and a good life to truly live free. So, to the MAGA super Americans, I ask you, do you know as much as what these new immigrants needed to learn that you hate so much about our country? Isn't it ironic that you guys came from past lives and generations of past immigrants to now hating on the new immigrants? Guessing how easy it is to forget that every new generation had to go through the hazing, and now they talk like these lands are theirs on being citizens. But yet we all seem to chase the same green, looking for their pass on judging the next person on nationalities, to kicking out of lands that were never theirs as discipline, being proud on an anthem but mad at the knee, building walls but being walled in, with a hand on the heart to pledge, asking God to bless these lands, just falsities to daily promoting hate and fear, all by a certain minority. When in this great country there's more black, brown, red, and yellow, got that got y'all beat 10-1 on population, hello. And I must clarify, because it's not all the whites, just the privileged ones that are wiggling through truths only to be shaking on confronting, like Jello. Just to keep your power on seats, whether in government or in the board, only to pass on to their family, rich with generational wealth, those seats to next in line. It's not that hard to follow. It's blatant, it's done in our faces, but yet we wear sunglasses like we don't see this light, creating narratives to distract us, so it's race, religion, or gender issues constantly being thrown out in the media to make us fight, to creating monopolies or systematically destroying companies only to file bankruptcies with the reward of golden parachutes and stocks. Or it wasn't my fault when the schemes get revealed on robbing the poor or the real workers on fraud. See the stigmas, we could point the fingers, only it's break back the fingers to the knuckle. Just how much tension will be put on the belt for it to break, because it's past the state of buckle. I've been quiet. I didn't want to say these truths, so fuck the whispers. I'm just gonna let it bellow, though knowing it may be me being the next one to the morgue. Because how many suddenly die or disappear on revealing the elite with their power and control, in placing fear to stifle and rob people's souls? Yes, these possibly could be the dark times, or maybe a civil war, but please remember, light always shines, even through the peak holes. So let that glimmer of light magnify bright, unite to justify that we could be together as whole. I never heard an army of one winning any battles, but I've heard one making a stand or sitting in a seat, making an army form to defeat and be ready for any battle. But let me be frank, division sows the seeds of inunity, because when everyone's a leader, no one knows who to follow, leading to a mutiny. For any building to be built, a blueprint must be designed, so there are clear objectives to be made for others to follow on signs. We must structure a plan to walk hand in hand, stop hating on each other, and look to band with clear objectives and even clearer plans. The ones we elect either stand with or be replaced, being dust blown from the fan. Voting rights and votes do matter, but look at how they're redefining counties so their seats can now win in these different states. Or it must be ballot tampering if it's a loss for them, but yet when they win, it was destined to be fate. I'm hearing so many upset daily from the socials and the streets, but how many are unifying to bring voices in the many to a togetherness on meat? Right? Everyone's talking, but very few are walking, while DHS, ICE, and the feds are stalking. So just remember, it's strength through numbers. Ask yourself, when you're doing all your talking, just where are you standing? Thank you. It's all over the place, but I love it. I got to hear La Bruja's first comedy set ever. You know what I'm saying? So, blessings, everybody.
She did comedy before. You missing out. But thanks, everyone. Shout out to everyone for sticking around for, of course, Spoken P. That was excellent, brother. Thank you so much. All right, on deck, we got Dan Laitman. Are you still here, Dan? All right, ready to make us chuckle one more time? All right, but before that, give it up for Paul Skiff, everyone. Yes. Paul. Yes. Paul Skiff.
As if three really short things. Okay, I'll take a moment to say so. I feel able to speak for many people when I say, yes, I could subordinate to forms of thought and behavior that make you feel comfortable, be well adjusted, dampen and delimit my spirit so to be respectable. I could compete for praise to have you proclaim me a success. I could decelerate, detour, get stuck, and I even could have paid others for the privilege of submitting to their judgments. Though mostly what an ordinary life has to teach me is how to crave acceptance. It was, at one time, perhaps, a choice I could make to be domesticated. But it was never possible that I deprioritize my autonomy, pretend to seek approval, or be chained to the values of a peer group and superiors who serve themselves. I have freedoms to be. I think I will take this motherfucking quarter stick of dynamite I bought on Canal Street up to the corner and blow up the old phone booth. Then, when the repair guys come, I'm gonna get up on the roof and plink at them with my pellet gun. Since Tom and Jerry has been preempted by a severe weather report, Dookie, the delinquent, conspired with himself as he began to tinkle on a roach that, out of some primordial insect despair, had flung itself in the toilet. You know these people, they're your neighbors, right? Apologies to the women. You're probably not going to be able to relate to this, but maybe you'll get some insight. The title of this is Ouch, 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 Fuck! Guess what I absolutely hate about having a penis? Big laugh, provoked little laugh. Your penis slips out the fly of your undershorts when you're sitting, so those tiny penis lips are kissing the shark-like metal teeth on the backside of the zipper inside your trousers, but you don't notice. So, when you stand up, those little tiny penis lips bounce down the full length of that saw-like zipper inside your trousers, and you feel like a fucking lightning bolt's been pounded into your groin. You scream so dementedly loud inside your own mind, the whole fucking intersection seems to be moving in super slow motion. What I detest about having a penis, countered Little Laugh, is how when you peel the condom off And the one pubic hair that has grown 3 inches longer than all the rest gets snagged and plucked.
Give it up for ball skills, everyone! Yes! Never called it penis lips, though, Paul. That's some shit. Never called them penis lips. All right, on deck. On deck, we got Sheila. 3 minutes for these next acts. Sorry, gotta throw it out there. 3 minutes, please, and thank you. All right, give it up for Dan Laitman, y'all.
Take 3, Dan. Go for it, brother. Yeah. It's cold, man. That poem should have been much shorter. Also, the weird thing I said to you before, I love performing for you, that had no connotations to it, I swear. All right, I'm a big egg guy, which is weird because I'm a mammal. I'm gonna make a fighting video game for old Jewish women called Mortal Kombat. So I was sitting in the bathroom at 1 a.m. Like I was on a bidet, but it was benite. I think it's ironic that if you play a lot of craps, you need to get your shit together. My older sibling does not wear a bra. Not because she's a feminist. She just had the training bra and failed the final test. I actually did make over $16,000 this year doing comedy. I'm crushing it if I lived in the 1960s. Actually, no, I'm working with a drug company, which is really cool. Like, they make they're a pharmaceutical company that makes, like, generic drugs, so they're ethical. At least that's what I tell myself whenever I pick up that check. Speaking of which, I do not, I know I take a lot of, like, psych meds, some antipsychotics, and I don't know what meds I take. I just know whenever I enter a CVS, everybody sighs. By the way, Spoken, that didn't crush my soul when you said La Bruja would get into the Comedy Cellar. So, all right, so everybody knows that when you die, your cat will eat your body, right? It's like, but I love that, but I don't want to form like a deep emotional connection with my Roomba. So, and a fun celebrity party game, musical chairs.
He tried. All right, on deck, we got IJ, the Jumpman. Jumpman, you still here? All right, 3 minutes, folks. But before that, we got Sheila June. Give it up for Sheila!
All right, y'all really inspired me, so we're going to do some immigration stuff here. Yeah. I don't think I'll ever forget my mother for never teaching me her native tongue. You see, she came here from Iran, her and her mother hand in hand, eager to see what America had to offer, only to find that America did not take kindly to brown women with ambition, you see. Somewhere down the line of generational trauma, my mother learned that brown was bad, and Farsi was nothing but a gateway to bullying on the schoolyard, so she swallowed her own tongue. Learned the southern slang of Texas in the 70s, the more sumptuous the better. Farsi, now confined to the walls of her new home. You see, my mother wanted to hide her skin. From her first step on U.S. soil, she knew white would always win, and I don't think she's ever forgiven her mother for bringing her along, for being so noticeable, for making a 7-year-old translate for her, and maybe I've got it all wrong. Maybe I've mixed up her bedtime stories with her nightmares, but what's the difference between a nightmare and being an immigrant in America? I'm not sure there is one. I won't sit here and pretend like I know what it's like to be a woman of color in this America. You see, my mom married a man from Montana. Take a wild guess whose genes I got. In my body runs the blood of the oppressed and the oppressor, but I look like the latter. So I sit here and put my mother's struggle in a poem. I don't really know what it's like. But I know the silky silence of a mother who's lost her voice, who thought it easier to raise her daughter without culture, because what good is Farsi when her fair skin is power enough? Sometimes I wonder if my mother resents me for looking the way she longed to as a child, for not knowing the sharp pain of crossing the Atlantic just to meet people who hate you for existing. She often told us growing up she prayed my brother and I would have like complexions. And I think about the world we live in where a mother prays for her baby's skin tone instead of a healthy heart or an open mind. Sometimes I wonder what she'd have said if I had told her I would not have minded. If I had told her I would have been proud. Be proud, Mom. Don't let white America take your Persian. Speak the language I cannot with power, because there is power in your difference. Stop letting white men tell you what to do. Yes, I mean my brother, and yes, I mean my father. You are so much more than everything they said you would never become. Be proud, Mom. And if I should have a child, I hope you teach them Farsi. And with every syllable that rolls off of your tongue and into theirs, I hope that you will be proud. Thank you.
Give it up for Sheila Jean, y'all. My gosh, that was wonderful. Thank you so much, Sheila, and thank you for sticking around for the end. All right, and to close us out, give it up for IJ, the jump man, y'all. Give it up. Literally up. Up, stay jumping, y'all.
I'll bring back some old stuff. Old shit. As we go on, we roam in spite of everything, rain, snow, sleet, and whatever blind hate that may precipitate. Then we show love and hope that it reciprocates like a fraction. If you flip it, it's a whole faction. It's called family. That's a fact. I scratch your back and you scratch mine. There's no words needed in this charade like a mime. It's like telepathy the way I read your mind. Bright energy like a Sprite the way you shine in the lime. It's not quite lemonade, but the taste is acquired over time. It's called family. We don't always see eye to eye in most cases, but if we lay low, we can connect the dots like so, and you get a pie. It's not quite 3.1415, but if the lime was acquired in its prime, you get the key to unlock the cream of the crop, and now you see it's called family. As we get older, lost time is due. The time we see each other is few and far in between. You reminisce to your teens, and you see an alternate sense of reality that we called family. We shared the same rooms, we shared the same womb. Dying is dying, it's all the same doom. Same elevation, might as well be the same tomb. And then we hope to see each other for eternity. It's called family. When this poem is done, make sure you call up a loved one, ask them to forgive you, and give them their flowers while they're still in full bloom. Whether it be orchids or daisies, take one to keep and plant it by the tree that we call family. Good night. Stay jumping.
Give it up for IJ, the jump man, y'all. Wonderful way to close out. Stay jumping. Hashtag stay jumping. Wonderful way to finish out another Nuyorican Wednesday night open mic. We're going to say goodbye to the stream for now, but please stay for notes if you would like to hear some notes that I've taken while you were performing. But good night, everybody. pull up to us in February for another open mic series on Wednesdays. Goodbye, stream. Take care, everybody. All right, goodbye, stream. Now, now we're gonna get freaky. Of course. Now, thank you so much, everyone, for coming in on the last Wednesday of the month. I really appreciate it. Of course, as your host, tradition-wise, I like to just give some notes, right? Melodic's not here right now, but everyone say thank you, Melodic, because he was like, my addictions made ugly, combusting over an ex. He said things like, gave me a second life without giving in to vanity, sobriety. I like this. Sobriety and God will open your eyes in ways you never knew possible. I love this. Is opposite of hate speech tonight. Love speech. All right, love for yourself and love for the thing that keeps you going and gives you purpose. All right. Again, thank you, Melodic. Thank you, Melodic. All right, Maxwell. Love this new stuff that you did. All right. All right, look at who Lucifer chose to stoop so low. These bars, an epiphany broke in the symphony I soaked. These bars. Live with the bread of life or become toast. All right? Turn sharp like Earnhardt. These are bars, yo. All right, Castle Hill, Los Angeles. Love this, okay? Paul, spoken word, P. I love that piece. The first one that you did. And the second one, too. But this is what I caught. Sorry. Hoping the water of change to make anew, but you're unable to make a drop. Right, say something like that. Sorry, I'm butchering these lines, but thinking you're super when in reality you're Clark. Always remember you don't have to play the game. And then you said something about the 89th key of your life was. What? Right, and that was rehab and pushing yourself forward. Thank you so much. Thank you, Spoken P. Okay. And Paul Skiff, we love having you here. Legend. Okay. I'm your number one fan, Paul. All right. That's what it is. All right. For saying things like here. Right. For I possess enough lies to exclude. I am only suspended in this human condition after they said this was life. I did not wait for the first rule. What? I possess the knowing of my favorite word. I love what you said about words. Words where my tongue is a shadow. Something like that. Right. My favorite word is all of them that create a person whole and complete, right? Shape my mouth around life, never resist coming alive. These are things I've heard. And the here of hearing, the place we know is being, the beginning as a word that opens together. I will favor of this world, things of that nature. Go back. The stream's not even on anymore, but all right. But come back here and pull up and listen to Paul Skiff. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, and thank you, Dan, for coming through. I love the new joke that you did. The kosher McDonald's, a Happy Meal. Come on, Dan. Thank you, Dan. All right, Sheila. The boss man likes to be called chef, even though his food's not good. I love that first piece. I love the first piece and both of your pieces. All right, Sheila, you were at when I did the open mic at the La Sala de Pepe. I remember you being there. Yes, you were. I have pictures of everyone that was there, but I have pictures of you as well. And I was looking through them. I'm like, oh, this was Sheila. I remember Sheila. No, you did pull up to that. That little photograph, like the little gallery place when I first started hosting these mics. Yeah, exactly. I love the line counteracts fourth wave feminism. If authority, I like this. If authority ignores me when I have a question, I certainly have a problem with it. I'm not a pawn. All right, and that twist at the end with your boss possibly cheating on somebody. Boss has chewed off his own tail, perhaps the best dinner he's ever been served. Come on now. Give it up for, thank you, Sheila. All right, and thank you, Alex, as well, with those wonderful songs that you performed, both in Spanish and in my native language. All right, thank you so much. Pull up again, please. And IJ the Jumpman, what could be colder than ice outside? How about ice outside? All right. Thank you, everyone, for pulling up on me. Brian the Motel Guy at another Nuyorican Poets Cafe Wednesday night open mic. Go be kind to someone, but be kind to yourself.